What's going on, everyone? This is your commissioner back at it again for week 2 preview. Great week 1, great start to the fantasy league. Close games, some people not making lineups, kickers blowing some extra points, close games. I mean, it was all around great opening weekend for fantasy. My projection, projected 12th in the league, Tom Cada, comes out, tells me to shut the hell up, goes out, high scoring week. So we love to see it. Hopefully week 2 is the same. We got a bunch of 1-0 teams. 1-0 teams are playing 0-1 teams. So it should be interesting this week. But let's get right into it. We're going to preview some games here. We're going to preview every game. We'll give you our pick for high scoring week and potentially a high scoring player for the weekend. We had a Thursday game. Interesting game. A lot of points, fantasy-wise to throw out there. A lot of star names having big weeks. But let's get into it. We're going to start with Mikey versus Matt Carter.
Yeah, man. Batting lawn and hide and seek.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so for your team, I saw A.J. Brown out this week. Not sure how long he'll be out, but definitely not playing this weekend. Jacobs, tough matchup, but he's really good.
Well, the way I did it, I'm going to do kind of at the top real quick. Murray versus Breeze. With Tom, I thought I took Murray in that case. And then I bunched my running backs together. Jacobs and Drake versus Elliott and Singletary. Elliott's the best of the pack, but I think Drake is just far and away better than Singletary. So I gave it to myself with Jacobs and Drake.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it, he has Evans and Thielen, and I have John Brown and Miller, and I don't like those. I thought about DJ Moore this week, but I put him down, and I give his receivers the edge, and then our flex is going to be Keenan Allen versus Zach Moss. I'd love to have Melvin Gordon in, but I just don't think that's a wise move. We've seen what happened to Barkley last week. So I actually I give it to Carter this week. I hate to say I don't think I'm going to win, but unless I get some big numbers out of my receivers, which I just don't love the matchups. A.J. Brown versus Jacksonville would have helped, but he's down. So I actually give it to Carter. Until I can prove my receivers are there, I don't love it.
Yeah, so for you, I saw that sitting DJ Moore and sitting Melvin Gordon. I don't know what I would do there. I think I would ride with Melvin Gordon. I think he's good enough to. He's going to catch some passes. They're probably going to be down. I mean, I haven't looked at Phillip Lindsay. Not sure if he's in or out for this weekend.
I haven't.
But
and Zach Moss. I'm not married to it yet, but I've been fiddling with DJ and Melvin Gordon all week. I don't know what to do, and that's why I'm unsure. That's why I think that I'm not overly confident this week.
And another thing in Washington, I mean, they shut down Philly. I mean, their defense was really good versus Philly. So could they slow Drake down in week 2? I mean, that's definitely something to look at. But Jacobs has a tough matchup, but he's good. He's reliable. On Carter's side, obviously Zeke's going to get his. Thielen's probably going to get his as well. Evans, though, Mike Evans, difference maker. He's back, looks to be fully healthy. Didn't sit out of practice all week, but no Godwin.
I don't know Scotty to take the
Scotty Miller, who is on Matt's bench. He could get some more targets, but Evans is going to be the one that benefits most out of that. But I'm not sold on Tyrod Taylor for the Chargers. And Matt, he got Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry. What are you going to do there? I'm not real sure. But like you, I do have Matt winning this week. I think Matt gets it going here. And I picked Matt to win over you this week. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah, I reluctantly agree. But I try not on the show.
So, moving on to me, I'm playing Cam. I'll start with Cam. His team's hurt, man. Injuries, I feel bad for him. Golladay out again. No George Kittle this week. So, his team's hurting. But I expect him to get a big week from CMC and Raheem Mostert. They're going to get theirs this week. I hope they keep him in check for the most part and don't go for like 30 plus each. but we'll see. But Cam's team's hurting. No Galladay, no Kittle. For my team, though, I had a big day on Thursday night from Tyler Boyd. 7 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. He had another touchdown but dropped it, so it could have been an even bigger, close to 30-point week for him. He had 20. Got a little bit from Mixon, only 12.6. Their running game's atrocious, man. I mean,
it is. But if I told you you'll get 30 points, 32 points, 32.8 points on a Boyd and Mixon, you'd probably take that.
Exactly.
Boyd Mixon stepped back, Boyd stepped up.
Yeah. But, missing Crowder, he's out this week, so threw in Boyd. But I think Hilaire, Cooper, and Andrews will be good. I think I'll get enough from everyone else that I think I can beat, Cam's injured team this week. I have me winning, moving on to 2-0.
I took Stafford over Wentz. You know my thoughts on Wentz.
Yeah.
I took McCaffrey closer over your running backs. But that being said, I have your receivers, your tight end, your flex, and I have you winning by probably 30 points. I don't think it's that close.
I hope you're right. But what game you got next for me?
We go Joe and Tom.
Yeah.
Mars, Boner.
Yeah. So for this game, I got this one. Battle of the Cleveland Browns running backs.
Yeah.
For Tom, huge night from Kareem Hunt. 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, 24 points. But on the flip side of things, Joey, he had Nick Chubb with 26 points, 124 yards, and also a couple touchdowns, I think. I think he had 2 as well.
Okay.
Or maybe 1, but
touchdowns out of the Cleveland backfield.
Yeah, bunch of yards. They really ran the ball. That's going to be their key this year. Don't let Baker throw, pretty much. But yeah, they canceled each other out, 24 and 26. But for Tom Cada, I love his running backs, man. Derrick Henry, Kareem Hunt. I mean, if you get that production out of a backup running back, which they're like 1A, 1B there, and David Johnson looked good opening night. Very interested to see how he does this upcoming week against a stingy Baltimore defense. But again, Tom's team, I don't like Gronk. I just don't like him at all this year. Not a fan of him. But for Joey, few wide receivers banged up. Cooks and Henry Ruggs both questionable. Not sure if they'll be thrown in the lineup or not. But don't love his flex either this week. His flex option. But again, we'll see. I think this is going to be a real close game. I didn't really think about a game of the week, but this one could be it. But overall, I got Tom, my number 12 team, moving on to 2-0. Joey, unfortunately, I think might fall to 0-2 here early in the year.
Awesome. I'm glad you said that because I had a lot of disrespect. I think both of us kind of did for Tom's team.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrespecting his team anymore.
Yeah,
I
no.
do think Joey wins. I think Russell Wilson got it over Rodgers. I like the Chubb and Taylor just because Chubb already came out with 26. I actually like Hill and Lockett better than Adams and Johnson. I got Ertz over Gronk and Hunt over Robinson. I got 2 points, though. If Deontay Johnson, if he scores 20 this week, which I think he does, I think he gets close. If he gets 20, Tom wins. If he doesn't, Tom loses. I think Deontay Johnson's poised for a blowout. And one other little point, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. He put his running back in as a flex on Thursday night. I always move my Thursday player to a positional spot. That way you know he's playing. If David and something crazy happens at 4:30 and David Johnson doesn't get scratched, he's stuck. He has to put a backup running back and he can't throw a receiver in somewhere. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
I did that Thursday night.
That's my big thing.
Crowder, for me,
options.
Couldn't agree more. For me, Crowder was out. So I had to fill in Boyd, but Amari Cooper was also questionable. So I simply moved, Cooper and Marvin Jones out, threw Boyd as a wide receiver 1. Fortunately it worked out. Cooper back, Cooper's good to go. He'll be in as a flex this week, but that was just, concern of if he sat out, then I could still throw in CeeDee Lamb. But
I got Joey barely, so it's going to come.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, but I got Tom winning that one.
There's a discrepancy there.
Yeah, good. Moving on, though, battle of the father versus son. I got Tyler versus Randy this week.
Side bet going.
What's that?
They got a side bet going.
Yeah, who knows there. But for Tyler's team, Watson versus Baltimore could be tough.
Yep.
Again, though, I think Baltimore's going to be up. Watson could be throwing late in the game, get some garbage points, maybe a couple garbage TDs, not like he did against Kansas City. But Baltimore's good, man. I think that's going to be a tough matchup for him. Also, Barkley, bounce back week. I mean, the Steelers shut him the hell down. He still ended up with like 12 points or something. I had no idea how. But
he had that one.
He had that one longer catch, yeah. But I mean, but I mean, Barkley's going against. I mean, Chicago. They got a good front. You know that. I mean, Giants ain't. They're not any good.
No.
But who knows?
But Barkley needs to come out with a fire if he wants to be as
he definitely is probably pissed off. But Tyler's RB2, $79 worth. Malcolm Brown. See what he does. If he comes out and doesn't do much, 12 or less points, that $79 doesn't look too good. I know it's a long haul, but you want that big impact that week one. But also on the flip side of things, I love Tyler's Emmanuel Sanders, especially with Michael Thomas out. He's going to get a lot of targets here, but I've been iffy. I didn't like Edelman in the draft, especially with Cam Newton. Newton had the least passing yards in week one. I think the least amount of pass attempts. But I don't know. I'm just iffy on Edelman. But we'll see there. Randy, though, Thursday night had 4 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown, 17.4 points from Odell Beckham Jr. That's encouraging to see after week one. That's a nice start. I mean, if I had Odell and you said, hey, Thursday night game, he's going to put up 17, almost 20 points, I'd be thrilled. I'd be a great start to the week, especially from him. You'd like to see more of him. He's so talented. But I'd be if I was Randy and had Odell, I'd be happy.
Yeah, a lot of questions around him for the past in the end of last year, but he that touchdown was nice too. It was a nice. It's nice. 17 and a half basically. I'll take it. I think everyone that owns Odell will take that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then Robert Woods, new deal on the Rams, and possibly Kamara, bigger role with Thomas out. Maybe focus on the run more. Definitely out of the backfield. He could be number one target there. Not a number one target, but an even bigger role though. But big thing with Randy's team, I'm interested to see what Chris Carson does this week. He had a nice week last week. 2 receiving touchdowns. Didn't do much on the ground. But I'm excited to see what he can do against the pretty good Patriots defense. I'm just not sold yet on Carson's. Like to see him a couple more weeks here as a running back. But if he's getting that production out of the backfield, good. Yeah, he's definitely a great RB2. But this week, I got Randy winning, kind of in a little bit of an upset. We'll see there. But I got Randy winning this week. I think Kamara is going to have a huge Sunday there. Or Monday night game.
Yeah, I got Watson over Brady. Brady got the banged up receiving core. Watson versus the Ravens, so he might have to run. He breaks off a couple of runs. Yeah. That makes that quick. Barkley, like we said, Barkley and Malcolm Brown versus Kamara and Carson. I love Carson. Said that last week. I'll say it every week till they stop him. I'm taking those two over Barkley and Brown. I got a feeling that Brown's a decoy and they go Cam Akers heavy this week because that's usually what happens on fantasy. You get a guy week one you think's a superstar, you spend that $79 on him, and then that's that.
I hope you're right.
Love Ridley. Beckham putting up 17, swayed it for me. I'm taking Bobby Trees and Beckham over Edelman and Ridley. Kelsey's elite.
Yeah.
He's not going to ever be, maybe against Andrews, but Kelsey's going to win every other battle. And then Manny Sanders, like you said, he's stepping up. He's number one. He's been a number one before. He's a capable receiver. Breeze will get him the ball. The projections got Randy winning by 1. I'm going Tyler. I don't know how many, but I'm going to go Tyler. See what happens.
Really? You just all your points there led to Randy there, but you're going with
the positions that mattered, running back and receiver. I got Randy, but Kelsey can go off for 3 touchdowns. Malcolm, maybe he does blow up. Maybe Barkley does blow up. I just, for some reason, with Kelsey, Emmanuel Sanders, and Watson, I think they out-battle.
Yeah. All right, well, another difference there for us. So far, I think we both had me winning.
You and Matt so far is the only 2 we agree on.
I had Matt winning, and I also had Tom and Randy. But moving on to Mike versus Scalos. Scalos, week number 2, getting his first-round pick back this week. Miles Sanders returns to action, getting him back this week.
The good thing is he doesn't have to worry about getting him in. He's still in from last week, so he's okay.
Yeah, but he's back. He's going to put up some points, I'd imagine. Yeah. I like Scalos' team. I really do. I think Aaron Jones is going to have another big week here. Big week 2. I also think the silent person that's going to step up here for the Saints offense, other than Kamara, you know about Kamara, you know about probably Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, tight end.
Yep.
He's been into the offense the past, end of last year, he was dominating. I think Breeze is going to look to him a lot more in the passing game. I expect a huge week from him.
80 last week. That's fantastic.
Breeze really likes him, and I really like him. I expect a good outing from him. Mike's team, though, I'm a huge question mark on Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he does this week. Tyrod Taylor, I think I might have seen a TikTok. Dude was like, "Yeah, I'm questioning Eckler because of Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's him and Phillip Rivers, total opposite. Phillip Rivers, pocket collapsing. He's dishing it off to a running back, dishing it off down the, real quick. But with Tyrod Taylor, pocket collapses. He's looking to run. He's looking to extend the play, possibly throw the ball downfield. So I'm a little bit. I'm curious to see what Eckler does this week. Will Fuller though versus Baltimore could be tough. I expect Gurley though to have a nice week against Dallas defense ain't nothing great. Below average. Van Der Esch, start middle linebacker out. I think Gurley comes out. I think he has a solid game. But I'm taking Scalos this weekend. I'm taking Nick Scalos to win, beat Mike and the Mahomes boys. So give me Scalos getting on the board. Should have been, could have been 1-0 last week, 0-1, but I think he gets to 1-1 this week, bounce back week with his full team in there. So give me Chief.
He's in. So I got Lamar Jackson versus Mahomes, and man, Lamar Jackson's legs, his rushing is going to put him slightly ahead of Mahomes. And Mahomes is never going to be number 2.
Yeah.
The other week. I got Miles Sanders and Adam Jones over Gurley and Eckler. I did look up Eckler though last week. 19 carries for 84 yards. That's not bad.
No, a lot of carries.
Run the ball. The problem is 1 reception for 3 yards. That ain't going to pay the bills if you drafted that.
Yeah, especially for him.
Yeah, so I got the running backs of Nick, and then I got Metcalf and Kupp over Juju and McLaurin. If it's this Juju, I don't think he's going to be bad this week, but I do go back to saying Deontay Johnson is going to be the guy. So maybe he just falls off a touch. And plus, I think regardless of what happens receiving-wise, they got to figure out running back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to work in Benny Snell as much as they can. I know Connor's playing, but for how long? Is he going to make it through this game? Is he going to make it to the next game? They got to work out their guys and see what's what. I agree. Jared Cook's a stud. And I'm actually taking Hollywood over Will Fuller.
Same.
Fuller with the Ravens D. Nick wins the game. So we agreed on that one.
Yeah. So moving on to our final game, Paul versus Jake May. For Jake, no Michael Thomas. But on the flip side of things, when you draft Michael Thomas 1 and draft arguably the number 2 wide receiver in the league, in the second round, Julio, you got him to rely on there. Julio and Allen Robinson in the starting lineup this week. You're going to miss Michael Thomas, but those two are pretty reliable. reliable fill-ins, especially Julio. A-Rob could be a little question mark, but he's still solid.
If anyone could absorb losing Michael Thomas,
it's Jake.
The guy with Julio.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks because you can see his running backs falter from his. He can go 0 running backs in the first 2 rounds, but that's just something. That's a chance you. That's what you take. That's a chance you take.
But also for Jake, 2 tight ends in the lineup this week. I don't like that at all.
I noted it as well.
Yeah, I don't like that. But when you lose a guy, you're gonna have to do that. So we'll see there. But also, I have for Jake. This is a big if. Bounce back week for Connor and Ingram. I mean, I still am high. I still like James Conner. I don't know. I mean, probably because he's a pit man, but I don't know. I think he's gonna get in the end zone twice this weekend.
Wow. That's off of Juju then.
Ingram though, I don't know. I'd like to see more, but J.K. Dobbins just. He looked like the guy early in week 1, so we'll see about that. But for Paul, he's rolling with Danny Dimes in week 2, which looks like, he didn't disappoint him week 1. Threw a couple really, really bad interceptions there in week 1. But rolling with him in week 2. Godwin is out this week for Paul. Could be a loss. And Sutton of Denver out this week. I don't know how much of a factor he'd be going against that Steelers defense, but he's questionable. But on Paul's team, he's going to get his points from Dalvin Cook, D-Hop, and even Stephon Diggs. Everyone else, though, it's hit or miss. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get out of Paul's team other than those 3. But with those 3, you're going to get points. I mean, you're going to get points. So, in that matchup, I'm actually going with Jake May just solely based on I got Connor scoring 2 tutties this week. I think James Conner, even Ingram might score, get a goal line carry. I think it's a bounce back week for Jake May. I know he's fighting the injuries, but I got Jake May this week. I don't know why. I like Paul's team better this week. But
Jake's projected 16 to Paul's 110, so you agree with the site.
I like Paul's team better this week. I just think Jake May's team is going to come out and have a week.
That was my game with Tyler and Randy. I thought Randy's team is better, but I went Tyler's. Like, I don't know. It's just that feel.
Yeah.
I disagree. I like Dak better than Daniel Jones. I think Atlanta and Dallas are going to have 500 passing yards each. It's going to be a 1,000-yard game.
Yeah.
Connor Ingram, I'm taking Dalvin Cook and Gibson over
I don't
them.
like Gibson, man. I don't.
Yeah, with Connor, I don't even know if he's playing. They could say he's healthy and then scratch him that morning or not use him that morning or whatever.
Yeah.
And Ingram, I like to think that Baltimore rested Ingram last week because the game was never in doubt. And he's an older back. And maybe let's see what Dobbins got. Let's put Ingram on the bench, keep his legs fresher when we need them. I'm assuming I'm not worried. If I'm Jake, I'm not worried about Ingram yet. I'm not worried about Dobbins. Julio and Robinson and Hopkins and Diggs, they're pretty similar to me. Hopkins and Julio are elite. Robinson and Diggs are both very good. It's depending on who you got, who's throwing it, what's happening. I don't like Trubisky, but
no, neither does Chicago
with the ball. Evan Ingram and Fant. Evan Ingram, I thought, looked bad last week. He dropped a couple open passes. He looked lost. I don't know what his deal is, and I think Noah Fant, he's going to get targets because they're going to be in on him so fast. He's going to have to drop it out to a running back or to the tight end. And Corey Davis blew up last week. I'm not going to take a tight end and a flex over a receiver, especially a receiver that had as good a game as he did last week.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Paul. It basically comes down to the tight end at flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for it.
So just a quick review here. Justin versus Cam. I got myself winning. So do you. In Cada versus Joey. I have Tom winning and you have Joey. Tyler versus Randy. I got Randy winning. You have Tyler. Mike versus Scalos. I got Scalos winning and so do you.
Yep.
And Paul versus Jake. I got Jake winning. You got Paul. And you versus Carter. We both have Carter pulling it out this week. So we'll see how it goes. One last thing.
Getting 3 on each other.
So last week you were 4-2. I was 3-3. So I got to catch up there, get a couple wins. But last thing. Who you got this week is high scoring, and give me a player who you think leads the fantasy this week.
Well, I'm going to tell you the team first because I got to go look at the actual player. But I don't know if you're going to agree with me or not.
Yeah.
I actually have Fresh Prince of Hilaire with the weekly high score this week.
Oh, no shit.
At 20 out of Boyd. And Wentz could bounce back. As much as I don't like Wentz, he looked great in the first half, and then you were texting me about how great he was, and in the second half I was texting you that someone put his jersey on and came out that never played quarterback before. So he gets a real game, a full game together.
Yeah.
Andrews could have 3 touchdowns. Cooper could have 3 touchdowns. Hilaire could have 3 touchdowns. Wentz could have 4 touchdowns. Yeah. It could be. I'm picking you this week.
I love to hear it. For me, I got Nick Scalos, Make America or Make Fantasy, whatever the hell that fucking name is. I got him winning again. I got him being high scoring this week, solely based on 2 players who are also my projected, who I think are going to lead the fantasy this week. I got Hollywood Brown. I think he's going to have an unbelievable game, breakout game. I think he's going to be my high-scoring player of the week. But if it's not him, it's going to be Nick Scalos' tight end with Jared Cook.
I was going to say I had Hollywood, but I can't do that. So I'm gonna pivot real fast, and I'm going to go to my number 2. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley because I'm not going to take Julio. But again, 500 passing yards. Ridley looked strong last week with the touchdowns. Can he do it 2 weeks in a row? I think he's going to have to because Malcolm Brown's going to stay. I think Tyler needs to win, according to me. So I'm going to take Ridley, and I'm going to take your team.
All right, yeah, I got either Jared Cook or Hollywood Brown being my high scoring. Both of them are for Nick Scalos. So I got Nick Scalos being the high scoring week. Look forward to tomorrow. Getting a lot of 1 o'clock games, a lot of good games. A lot of bad games spread wise though. A lot of lopsided games. But if you're keeping track at home, I'm 2-0 on my locks of the week, or lock picks. Had Baltimore last week, -7.5. Thursday night had the Bengals +6.5. Ended up losing by 5. That's a winner. 2-0 on the lock of the weeks on this show. This week, give me Dallas minus the 5.5. I think it is. I think Dallas bounces back, gets a 10-point win. They're my lock of the weekend. I'll probably get some shit for being biased on that, but I like Dallas minus the 5.5 this week against the Falcons. So that's my pick. But we'll be back at it again on Wednesday. Give you the recap. Either Tuesday or Wednesday with the recap. Go over how we did pick-wise, everything else. Definitely want to get a guy in here, though, for next week. Let's get someone in here as a guest.
We almost do today, so we'll see if we can't work one of them off.
Yeah, we got to get someone in here. Someone else give their opinion, some picks, breakdowns. Love to hear from other people. Trying to keep this show 25 minutes or less, but we're pushing 30 right now. But that's all right. We love it.
We'll see. If people don't like it, say something on the text. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you agree or disagree with.
Yeah, if you want on, hit me up. Hit me up if you want on for this week. Maybe even get you on for the recap show on Wednesday. But good luck to everyone this weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday. That's all I got.
I want to suggest a guest for next week, Tyler. After Brown scores 2 points, I want to see if he felt the 79 was worth it.
Yeah, we'll see how Brown does, because if fucking Brown, I'm telling you right now, if Brown goes off, we ain't having him on. So,
you ain't kidding.
So
we'll mute him.
We'll see about that. But that's all I got. Good luck this weekend, everyone, and let's see how it goes. All right, I'm out.
We'll see you.